Now, last night, there was a presidential interview, Biden and NBC's Lester Holt. Okay. There was some deception. Roll the tape.
Have you taken a step back and done a little soul searching on things that you may have said that could incite people who are not balanced?
Well, I don't think, look, how do you talk about the threat to democracy, which is real, when a president says things like he says? Do you just not say anything because it may incite somebody? Look, I've not engaged in that rhetoric.
Oh, I have not engaged in that rhetoric. Roll the tape.
And then I pointed out that the only convicted criminal on the stage last night was Donald Trump. When I thought about his 34 felony convictions, his sexual assault on a woman in a public place, his being fined $400 million for business fraud, I thought to myself, Donald Trump isn't just a convicted felon. Donald Trump is a one-man crime wave. Donald Trump is a genuine threat to this nation. He's a threat to our freedom. He's a threat to our democracy. He's literally a threat for everything America stands for.
So, yeah, the president does not indulge in inciting when he speaks. Now, Joe Biden believes he doesn't do that kind of rhetoric because Joe Biden does not literally know what he is saying or doing. And the second thing is he doesn't care. Remember, Joe Biden said for 3 years that the southern border was secure. Did he care that it wasn't secure? Not one whit. And then when the political opposition got so intense, then all of a sudden he cared and he came up with legislation. Well, what happened to the border is secure? I've told you this before. When researching confronting the presidents, and we run down all 45, how they helped or hurt the nation, I have never seen in any of them a more apathetic president than Joe Biden. It might have something to do with his mental decline, but he simply does not care. So he'll sit there and tell Lester Holt, oh, I don't engage in that kind of rhetoric, when it's just a lie. But it's a provable lie. Now, Holt doesn't follow up, okay? And in a number of things, Holt asked the right questions, but then when Biden misdirected the answers, Holt didn't come back at him. Mike Wallace, who was the best interviewer of all time on television, I just can't imagine him watching when it's gone on here in this country for the last 15 years. And Lester Holt, I work with him. He's an honest man. Maybe he's just not up to it. I don't know. But if I'm sitting there where Lester was last night, do you think I let that go? Threat to democracy? I'm an American, all right? I run corporations. I have property. I have children. I'm not feeling the threat to democracy here. Maybe I'm dumb. Maybe I just dense. I'm not feeling that. I didn't feel it in 4 years. I don't agree with everything Donald Trump does. And particularly, I don't agree with everything he says or the way he says it. You know that. Did I feel that my freedom was in jeopardy because Trump was president? No. I feel that my freedom is in jeopardy when the Justice Department arrests and prosecutes any American for political purposes. That's what I feel. Okay. So you're being deceived by the President of the United States. And you can make an argument that Donald Trump has deceived you at times as well. You can make that argument. But it's not nearly at the level of Biden. Not nearly at the level. So when he gets out there and he says on NBC News last night in prime time, I don't do inciting. I don't do that kind of rhetoric. And I just played you. I could have played you 30 clips instead of 2. And that's the memo.